everybody, and welcome back to the show. I hope you brought your aloe vera because we are going to need it. Today, I have a very special guest, my beautiful wife, Whitney Lawson.
Hi.
Welcome back to the show, you guys. We just got off vacation. It's been 2 weeks since you've heard a brand new episode.
Yeah.
So we are here now. We're here to tell you about our trip, tell you about all the fun we've had, and tell you about how bad my sunburn is on my shoulders because my body was not ready for that.
Right.
What about yours?
I didn't get sunburn, actually.
You usually do some pre-tanning before going.
I got a spray tan.
I know that, but usually you go to the tanning bed and get like a, what do they call it? A base tan?
I quit a month before we started going, so I didn't really have a tan. I got a spray tan.
But did you get burned?
No.
Yeah, you did?
It wasn't bad like yours and Cadence's, though. Yeah, I didn't peel. I'm not peeling like you and Cadence.
Surprisingly, I didn't peel. Well, I'm peeling now. But like while we were there, my shoulders got red, but it was never to the point to where like if someone came up to me and touched me, I was like, oh.
Cadence got burned because she spent a lot of time out in the pool at the house.
Yeah.
Unlike us.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then we would forget sunscreen.
Right.
Which you shouldn't probably do.
Well, because we were more focused on putting sunscreen on the kids.
Yeah.
So that's why we forgot ours.
Now, when we went to the beach, though.
Right.
I was sunscreening it up.
I didn't put sunscreen on.
I think I kept my shirt on. I put sunscreen on you.
Oh, gotcha. And I think
I got you back.
That was the day that I think I got a little burned.
Yeah.
That was the only day. Right.
Yeah. So as you guys know, we've talked about it prior to now, but we went on vacation with our family, our friends that are family, as I like to say.
To Orlando.
The Reynolds family. We went to Orlando, went to Universal Studios, Volcano Bay, the beach.
The funny thing is we weren't even planning on doing any kind of theme parks.
No, we were going to go for like a day.
And we were debating it, but we ended up doing theme parks for 3 days. Which
is not a vacation. That was exhausting.
But it was fun.
Oh, it was fun. And I got a cool story that you don't even know about yet that I think it'll be interesting. But it was a lot. Usually when you go on vacation, what is your ideal vacation?
It depends if you have kids or you don't have kids.
Kids, because we have kids. On vacation, what is your ideal?
I think it would be the same thing that we did, but without the theme parks, renting a big house, going to the beach, of course, but just relaxing at the house, letting the kids run wild.
Speaking of house, that thing was crazy.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Doing the same thing except for...
Not as crazy. Something all the time.
Right. Just pretty much chilling out the house and then doing a beach day, taking it easy, letting the kids get into whatever.
Yeah.
But just relaxing.
It's weird how your mind changes when you get down there because there is so much to do and you do want to experience it.
Well, because you don't go there quite often. You don't do it. I mean, I've never been to Universal. Mm-hmm. I've never been to Volcano Bay, Islands of Adventure, stuff like that. So it's like it was fun for me, but my legs are still recovering.
Yeah, my feet are still hurting. Yes. And I just had on my sandals.
I did too.
I didn't wear tennis shoes.
I didn't pack tennis shoes because I didn't think we were going.
Well, I didn't want to I hate when I'm on a water ride. Well, I knew we were going to Orlando.
I knew we were going to Volcano Bay.
Oh, gotcha.
Which was a water theme park.
We were worried about Leighton being able to enjoy the theme park. Right.
And so I didn't know we were for sure going to Universal because that was still debatable.
Right.
I knew for sure we were going to Volcano Bay. So I didn't pack tennis shoes.
Yeah. I didn't pack tennis shoes because I don't like my tennis shoes to get wet and my socks to be on and my feet get wet.
Right.
Having to walk all over the park, get blisters, and then just have swamp foot. You take your sock off at the end of the night and then your toes look like a prune or a raisin.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like the feeling of socks getting wet. That's probably the worst feeling. One of the worst feelings in the world. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Wet socks when you have them on.
And they smell on top of that.
Well, I've never smelled them.
You never smell your socks whenever you take them off if they're wet, especially if it's hot outside.
You smell everything, so no.
Yeah, you have to.
No.
I don't know if it's the man in me, maybe the inner child that I
definitely the
embrace,
inner child.
But you have to smell like if you got something on your hand and you don't know what it is.
Speaking of smelling, that's where Leighton gets it from because Leighton will run up to me, you, Cadence, and Eli and go up to our butts and sniff and go,
What was I doing? I was doing something.
You were bent over or something. She runs up and sniffs your butt and goes,
What was I doing?
She's
was
disgusting.
I in the cabinet? I was getting something out of the cabinet or something, but I was complete. I had just ran, bent over to get something, maybe tie my shoes, get something out of the cabinet. I can't remember. But all of a sudden I hear,
And that's how you know she's your child.
Yeah, she likes to sniff stuff.
God.
But I don't blame her. I do too. But Universal, it was fun. It was just so busy, and there's stuff to do everywhere. And we went 2 days, right? Yes. The first day we just kind of explored, and we rode the Spider-Man over at Islands.
So we went 3 days. Then the first day we just went in real quick.
And just like was looking
They rode
around.
a Seuss ride, the carousel, and then the Spider-Man. And then we went 2 full days after that.
And we had drove that day. So what we did is we drove halfway to somewhere in Georgia. And then after Georgia, we stayed the night in Georgia, and then we finished up our trip
the next day. But when we got there, it was just like bam, bam, bam. They're like, "Hey, let's go to Universal Studios," and we're like, "Cool, let's do it." And we hadn't unpacked. We hadn't went to Walmart for the condo yet. We hadn't done any of that stuff. Yeah,
and it was just so.
So by the time we got back to the condo, or not the condo, the house. It was 8:00.
Yeah. But it was fun.
Yeah.
It was cool to experience all that stuff and see it. And I know Ashley and Caleb were like super excited to show us the town,
Yeah, because they've been numerous times, and Ashley's from Florida.
Since I've been.
Yeah.
And
I've never been. So they were like,
the kids have never been.
Yeah.
And they have kids that have never been there to the beach, so they wanted to experience it for them as well.
Well, Ashley and Caleb, they're big on seeing people's reactions, because Ashley's told me that. Yeah. Like, they love to see people, their reactions, so that's what they're all about. Yeah, so they were excited.
Have you rode this ride? If not, I'm riding with you.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but Universal, that place is sweet.
Yes.
Lots of cool stuff. If you've never been, I highly recommend it. If you do, I think it outweighs Disney to an extent, and I will get there here in a second. I think Disney's overrated, but I will get there in a second as well.
We are taking the kids to Disney next year.
Yeah, and I'm excited for that.
Because Layton,
she loved it.
The entire time this trip, she's been saying, Mickey Mouse, hug. She wants to see Mickey Mouse. Yeah. And Cadence has never been to Disney. Eli's never been to Disney, and we want them to experience that as well. I've never been to Disney, and yes, it's probably overrated, but it's good for them to experience that.
Well, let me back up. When I say overrated, it's overrated for me.
Right.
And priced.
Right.
It's way overpriced.
Well, I mean, I've heard plenty of people say that, but it's good for them to experience that. Layton will be 3.5, you know.
But the stuff they got to, I mean, I was talking with my buddy, the things that they do as far as like the animatronics, the virtual reality, the 3D rides, the 4D rides, it is insane how much some of that stuff would cost.
Also, what I noticed at Universal is they didn't have a lot of like characters, as many characters walking around that they would at Disney. Right. And I think Layton would love that. Eli would like that. Cadence, she would enjoy it, but not as much as they would. But I still think there's plenty of things Cadence would enjoy there as well.
Yeah. I mean, they got Toy Story Land.
Right.
They got Mickey Mouse Land. Like, there's so much to do that is just like, it's not just Disney princesses and little Minnie Mouses running around.
But I can tell you what, when we go next year, we're not going in the middle of summer. Too hot.
Oh, it was miserable. It was very hot.
Layton's cheeks were red. When I get hot, I get frustrated.
Yeah, we know. We found that out.
And I'm sitting here, got sweat dripping down the middle right here, rolling up my shirt, trying to give me an extra push. And I'm just like this, trying to air out my pits.
And everybody knows, if you have listened from first episode to now, my wife smells funny. But I love her.
When there's so many people around, people bumping into me, and I got the stroller, it's like I want to run people over. And when I'm hot, makes it worse. I'm like, we're going in the fall, y'all.
Yeah, that would be cool. Or the winter time, Disney in the winter would be super cool, I feel like.
Yeah, because I heard the weather, it's like 70 degrees.
Yeah.
So that would be perfect, actually, over winter break.
Yeah. So just a rundown of the itinerary we did. First, let's talk about this house. The house was insane. I don't know how many bedrooms that house had, but it had 3 masters, I feel like.
So let's see how many rooms it had.
There was so many rooms with their own full bathrooms. There was like 6 or 7 rooms.
Bedrooms, yes.
Within those rooms, there was like 4 or 5 full bathrooms.
Yes.
Plus a half bath. A game room, an arcade.
Game room. Several of the rooms were themed bedrooms.
Oh, that was sweet.
It had a slide coming down one of the beds.
What did you feel like our room was themed as? Like the 1960s
glam room.
Yeah, glam. Like it had the pink walls and the very elegant white bed.
Yeah.
It felt like I was in a princess movie.
Yeah.
But it wasn't princess.
Right.
It was
just glam.
Yeah, like the old school movies, like with the castle looking houses, you know.
No, I felt more like
teenager?
It was like more like from the Gatsby era.
So I'll take your word for it.
Oh.
I'm saying I'll agree with you, but I don't know what you're talking about. But they had the Star Wars. They had like a Disney
Frozen
princess
room.
one. Yeah, it was super cool. It's crazy how insane amounts of money these people put in these condos. We got to walk through some condos
that they were in the middle of building.
God.
Not condos, houses.
Well,
it's not a condo. No. A condo is in a building that multiple units. That's a condo. These were homes.
Well, these homes were like penthouses.
Yes.
We're talking 3 or 4 stories, hidden pantries.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah, millions. I forget what the base rate was.
Well, the home that we walked through, it was for sale for $4 million.
Yeah, insane.
I mean, and my favorite part
We're talking tiles that are 3 or 4 foot by 4 foot tiles.
My favorite part of this house that we saw next door that we walked through was a hidden pantry. You open the door and you walk through it. They got another set of stoves and refrigerators and microwaves and shelves. And I'm like, oh, so is this where the peasants eat? You know, like it was nuts.
Very cool.
Man. It had 3 floors. I mean, it was wild. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Could you live in something like that?
If it were free.
If someone gave it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Even if I had the money, I don't think I would buy something like that.
I wouldn't buy it, not with my money. If it were given to me.
Not in a neighborhood like with them that close together.
No. Now, if I had a bunch of land and it wasn't in Florida like that, heat and stuff, like maybe if it were in like Wisconsin, like snow came and stuff like that, yeah, I would.
And we were talking to the guy that was like redoing the tile or something in there, and we were telling him like, you can buy this house plus a 20-acre lot for a quarter of that in our town, like in Kentucky.
Yeah.
You're talking maybe like 2-point-something million.
Oh yeah.
There's no telling what you could buy here.
Right.
Imagine what you could have bought with that 2-point-something million 10 years ago.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
You could have probably bought Bowling Green.
Yeah.
To like a size pad that big.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live that close to someone. The weather there is not for me. I don't like it being warm year round.
I don't like the humidity.
Yeah.
Just like Alabama. Alabama's humid during this time of year. Like you step outside and you're wet.
Yeah.
And not because you're hot and sweaty. It's just the humidity is killer over there. I couldn't do it. And y'all already know I can't do hot. I was sweating before I got started and I was getting frustrated.
I actually like having different seasons. Like it's warm, spring, fall, winter you get snow. I actually like having different seasons.
Exactly. So. But let's talk about how Disney's overrated. So for the longest, I always thought Disney was overrated just because of the price and like, oh, you get to go see princesses and stuff like that. But until I saw Layton's reaction of like the Minions and just...
Oh, when we were at Universal.
Just pushing her around the stroller and she was just like...
Yes.
Just in awe. Like when the people say like Disney is such a magical place, that's the magic.
Yes.
It's not... the rides and this and the firework, and that is very magical. But the most magical part of my experience that I physically witnessed, I was crying in the car. You had no idea. I was just like replaying her. Whenever we were going to the dinner.
Which dinner?
The dinner where we ate at that one place. What was it called?
Planet Hollywood?
Planet Hollywood. Which wasn't all that great of food, by the way.
Oh, my God. That food.
No, I would rather...
I'm not going to lie. I would rather have Slim's Chicken.
Yeah.
But anyways,
or Zaxby's.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were on our way there and I was just tearing up. Just just because like replaying her faces in my head and just like Minion and just her being so excited about the Minions. And then of course, after that, we went there and experienced that whole next day. And then the next day, like on our way home, it was so late and I was just tearing up because like seeing her experience that's the true magic.
And how excited she was and just, Minion and running around in the ride she was riding. I mean,
she had a blast.
Yeah.
The little game she was playing, dipping her hands in there and just forgetting to drink juice. There's so much to do. And she was just like, we thought she wasn't going to be able to handle it. Which if we were to go into like a store or something and wait in line, she'd be whiny or whatever, like a normal kid. Yeah.
But I mean, we would wait in line a couple minutes and she would be totally fine. She'd be looking here, looking there. And
and Bree, I talked to Bree too. She was worried that Layton would kind of get like overstimulated because of the music, the rides, the sound of the crowd, the colors, the characters, like all that stuff. Cause it is a little overwhelming.
She was in awe.
Yeah. She was just like taking it all in and just like, and we have a vlog we're working on now to like show everybody that experience that, we had. And you'll see in the vlog, it's so precious. I feel like just with her being so just innocent, and she truly is. I mean, she's 2 years old, about to be 3, and she's so innocent to the situation. And it's just like, that's the magic right there.
Just like when she was playing that, oh my gosh, that little carnival game.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorites where you literally pick out a fish.
Yeah.
And you get a prize. You literally just grab a fish and you get a prize.
However much the fish weighs, if it weighs more, then you get a bigger prize.
But she's literally about to go arms deep in the water and she's grabbing a fish and she's just having a blast. And that's my favorite because it's like she could care less what she gets, but she just wants to grab the fish out of the water.
Yeah, for sure. So I can only imagine.
And we had to pay $10 for her to grab a fish out of the water, but it's like, who cares?
And then afterwards, Eli's like, come on, let her play again.
Yeah, and we're like, no. He's like, please pay the $10, let her play one more time because he enjoyed watching her. I mean, and she had a net and everything.
Yeah,
she enjoyed it.
A little boy gave her
another little girl, her age.
Girl, gave her little toy.
Because Layton picked out a turtle because she loves turtles. There was a little green one. And the other little girl had a pink one. And she came over and gave her little turtle to her. Layton had 2.
Yeah, so Layton was walking around the theme park with turtles crawling on the ground.
Doing this.
Just doing her own thing. Yeah. No one else was there at that moment, just Layton and her turtles. As we were driving, that's the magic part of it.
What she kept thinking about. And then she kept, every time she saw a Minion, oh my gosh. Minion!
Yeah.
Obsessed. And did you see her during the parade?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, that was one of my favorite parts where she's sitting in her stroller, looking at everything.
Yeah.
Clapping, seeing the trolls and the Minions. She loved it.
And that's why I say, like, Disney's going to be so, like, which Universal's for older kids, teenagers and older kids. She loved it. But
you can only imagine how she's
Disney.
With more
with princesses walking around, way more parades, fireworks. The kid loves fireworks
with more
at 2 years old.
Children-related characters. Oh yeah, because she keeps saying Mickey Mouse hug. There's going to be Mickey Mouse there. There's going to be Minnie Mouse. All these characters that she knows.
And literally, when we do Disney, there's no way, absolutely no way, we go 2 days. It will literally, we would have to stay on the resort
and go for a week
and in 7 days hit Disney because there's no way you can, even in 7 days, you're not going to be able to finish Disney.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
But we're going to have to take our time and, And
what I would do and what I would want to do next time is if we do go to Universal Studios, get a list of rides that they have because I haven't been in years.
Right.
And like, put them down. Like, what do we want to do?
Right.
We want to do this. And that way we're not just walking around wasting time. We can just, because we were soaking it all in, which was fun.
But I like to do that, though. I like to walk around and browse and look and stop and take pictures. I feel like
that's an expensive trip, though.
Yeah, but I don't like to, let's walk straight through the park and go straight to, I don't like that because I feel like you're missing out on everything. I feel like, let's go to this ride, but we're going to go this way. We can do that. But don't miss everything else that you're passing up.
Yeah, there was a lot. I mean, the Lost World, or what is it, Jurassic Park area. We could have stayed in there for hours.
Yeah,
and there was like a rope
maze bridge thing
and fog and
then the
water.
The Dr. Seussville, their little play area, that was fun. And then the troll area, we all loved that.
Yeah, it was super fun. And you just think, oh, it's a theme park. It's just rides. There's so much to do.
No, and see, that's what I was expecting. I was like, I don't know, because Layton may not like that, but they have stuff there for little kids too, stuff for little kids and bigger kids to enjoy, and adults. I mean, it's for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
even in each little part, Seussville, the Jurassic Park world, Trolls, there's so much to do inside of each one. There may be like one ride that you want to do, but you can walk through play sets and water activities and this and that. There's no way you can finish that in 2 days.
I'm not going to lie though. So everybody's so hypes up this Harry Potter stuff at Universal. I might be hurting some people's feelings when I say this. I don't see what all the hype was about.
Well, we didn't get to experience a lot of it either because it was so busy.
Because all I saw was literally a bunch of shops.
There was a ton of shops. It's almost a little overwhelming. And if you're overstimulated easily, that place will do it to you. Not just with the colors, but all the little cottages and shops.
And that's what I saw, and it didn't really do anything for me. I loved the train that we rode, but other than that, I didn't really see a lot. Maybe it's because we didn't get to. It's because we didn't really get to ride the rides and stuff. It's because that was the only place that was so packed when we went.
Insane.
And I think that's why.
And I've heard it always is.
Right.
That's the place to be.
Right.
At Universal. Frankly, I could do without. I'm not a big Harry Potter guy. It's definitely super cool. I love the fact that they built this big castle in the background.
Yeah.
It's very cool, very pretty. You can take some really cool pictures out there, but I'm not going to go to Universal strictly because of Harry Potter World. But I'm not a Harry Potter guy, so it could be, if it was, I don't know, Jimmy Fallon Land, I would probably go check it out.
Right.
And you got to walk through his house. But we didn't get to experience a lot of the Harry Potter stuff because there is some really cool Harry Potter rides.
Right.
Like the Hagrid's, what is his name?
Like the motorcycle ride or whatever.
What's his name? Hagrid?
I guess.
I'm not a fan. I like Harry Potter, but I don't know it.
Right. Neither do I.
Like I would about a podcast or music or my wife, so. But the train was super cool.
Now, if it was Ice Cream Land, I would totally go.
You would know all about it.
Yeah. I would know how it's made. I would know all the flavors. I would know the calories. I would know everything.
Now, let me talk about this too. Here's the other cool part about Universal and Disney and Volcano Bay. And you guys might not know this, but they have Child Swap, which is super cool. And if you're a family and you're thinking, oh, well, I'm not going to get to experience the rides, this and that. Listen. You can swap your kids. And it's when I say child swap, you're not swapping with a random family. You're not trading kids or anything. But what you do is you wait in line, you get to where you're going, and the kids that don't ride the ride or aren't able to ride the ride, they wait in the room with mom, and dad rides with the other kids. Now, granted, you and your wife or you and your significant other aren't going to be able to ride a ride at the same time. But you can both experience it, which is cool. So there would be plenty of times where we would ride a roller coaster. Eli was a little too scared to ride, or obviously Layton can't ride. So you would wait with them. Me and Cadence would go ride. And what's cool with Cadence is she gets to ride again and you don't have to wait in line. So literally when I'm done or when you're done, you swap places. I go sit with the kids that didn't ride. You get back on the ride with Cadence.
So you would initially wait in line with Cadence, and then when y'all finished, you would come back and swap with me, but I wouldn't have to wait in the line again. I would just go straight to the front with Cadence.
Now, they do child swap where you all have to wait in line, but if for Layton, she's not going to stand in line for an hour and which is crazy is we had a fast pass and was still in line for over an hour.
Well, that was insane. For the Velocicoaster,
which was super cool. But
imagine the people that didn't have the fast pass. They waited in line for 3 hours.
Insane. There's no way.
I wouldn't have done that.
I wouldn't have paid. If you're going to pay the money to go to Universal, save up some more.
And do the fast pass.
Because it's not worth waiting in line for
it's worth it.
3+
I'm sorry,
hours.
Because that time we went to Holiday World and we spent the whole day there and only rode like 2 or 3 rides. Never again.
But they don't have do they have fast pass at Holiday World?
No, but that's the thing. I will never go to another theme park without an express pass, fast pass, or whatever. It's not worth it to me.
And what's cool is like Volcano Bay, the way they do it is like you get this little wrist watch and you tap in, like say you want to ride, the toilet plunger, then you scan your watch.
It tells you a time to come back.
It tells you time to come back. It'll start vibrating. So you could go to the wave pool, the lazy river, the other activities for kids. You go do your thing. And then when it's time, your watch vibrates. And then...
It don't give you a time limit, though. It says come back when you're ready.
Yeah. Just come back when you're ready. So if you're eating lunch, you can finish your lunch and then go. But you have to wait in line, but it's maybe 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's not even that long. I think it's max 10 minutes.
Yeah. And Disney does the same thing. So Disney now has a tap system, which is kind of like a fast pass. And then, of course, we had the fast pass at Universal.
Right.
Which was super cool. But where was I at with that whole thing?
Fast pass?
Yeah, but what was we talking about?
I don't know.
I don't either. But
Child swap. That's what you're talking about.
Child swap. Super cool. And definitely take advantage of it. And if you didn't know about it, now you do, because you got to experience some roller coasters. You rode the red something.
I don't know, but they were all fun.
It was one where it goes straight up and then straight down. And then you went from that one to Velocicoaster.
That one was fun.
And Cadence has got now this thing for roller coasters and like thrill rides and stuff like that. So she's
just like us.
Yeah. So she rode the Rippin' Red, whatever, the first one, which was intense, by the way.
Yeah.
Because it's straight up and then a straight down drop, loops and everything. Well, then we get on Velocicoaster. I'm sitting next to Cadence. I'm like, hey, this one's a little different, right? And she's like, huh? And I was like, you don't go up a hill to get the momentum and then go down. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, see this long straight stretch here? I was like, we're going to get jolted like immediate. And then we're going to go. She's like, I said, this is probably the most intense ride in the entire park. She's like, and you wait till after I'm on here to tell me about it. And she was scared. It was funny though, because I got a kick out of it. I like seeing her scared a little bit. She went on there cocky. She was like, oh, this is going to be so fun. And like, I'm about to conquer this. So I tried to hype it up a little bit more than what it was. So she was a little antsy before takeoff. And all of a sudden you feel it start to engage. I'm like, all right, here we go. I was like, you got your neck pushed back, and she's got her neck back like this. And I was like, hang on. And all of a sudden just boom. But she had a blast. It was fun.
I loved that one because you come so close over the water and all that. And then when you're sitting there, you see the raptors just take off out of the cage and then you go. That one was really fun.
Yeah, it was super cool. It's crazy the amount of money that obviously the tickets are expensive. So they have to obviously invest in their park. I think they do a really good job as far as like creating the experience, the illusions, the 3D, the virtual reality, the 4D.
Now,
very cool.
The other roller coaster we rode first, Cadence was laughing at me because I had my arms up in the air the entire time right beside her yelling. I was like, this is amazing and awesome. She was cracking up.
But I do wish we could have rode some stuff together.
Yeah.
But we could have if the Reynolds family, they had a kind of like a emergency with their youngest, or not the youngest, but the youngest of the bunch that was on the trip. They spent like 2 days in the ICU with Elias for breathing issues. And he was kind of like gasping, and ends up he had a normal cold, but I guess there was some underlying asthma there as well. So he was struggling. They ended up getting admitted to the hospital. They drove by ambulance to the children's hospital like 20 minutes away, and then stayed the night there for like 2 days. Yeah. So they are actually headed back today. Yeah. So we got back a little earlier. They stayed behind. That way their kids could experience the park too. And, it sucked because we were all supposed to do that together, which stuff happens. It could have been us in that situation. Right. And unfortunately, Elias is doing great. Or not unfortunately, thankfully, Elias is doing a lot better now. And, but stuff happens. We still had a blast. There was plenty of nights where we hung out together, and they got to know us a little bit more. We got to know them a little bit more on a personal side, a deeper personal level, and just more bonding. And, us hanging out with their kids hanging out with our kids, them hanging out with our kids. So, it's a big family now. We had a blast. It was fun.
But we do plan on taking a trip with them this winter.
And we are planning something this winter. I don't know what we're doing. Me and Caleb's thinking about snowboarding, doing something I want to do something cool.
And then we do all plan on going to Disney together next year. So
yeah, you need to start saving now. Okay.
I don't know how much Disney is.
It's expensive. So just start saving. Don't even count what you're saving. Just save it.
Yeah, Cadence's basketball coach, I told him we were going to Disney next year. He goes, good luck. He's like, because they charge you for oxygen down there.
Yeah, no kidding. They charge you for everything. It's insane. But what was cool was the little cup system at Universal.
Oh, yeah.
You buy a cup or cups.
For like $20.
Yeah, you buy it one time, like a souvenir cup, but you can reuse that cup. Like if we went 6 months from now, we take that cup, they can reactivate it with like this little metal key fob thing in the bottom of it, and you pay hardly next to nothing, but you get refills all day.
Yeah.
Now I will say the downside is you have to wait 10 minutes to refill it every time. So like if I was to which I guess kind of prevents fraud,
or people just pouring it out and wasting it. Well, fraud, yeah, because what if someone else didn't pay for it? You could refill your cup. Let me fill theirs up. Let me refill it again. So, yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Now, I will say the food in the parks, I wasn't very impressed at all.
Now, I did like their popcorn. Their popcorn was good.
Yeah, I mean, you can't mess popcorn up.
Well, you can actually. I've had some crappy popcorn.
It's very hard to mess
but
popcorn
their popcorn
up.
was good. But their actual...
I haven't had a popcorn that
Oh, you're talking about like
bad.
Real food.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, their food was
crap.
crap.
Their slushies were great. Their lemonade was fantastic.
Their snacks were all right. But their food was crap.
Yeah, it was... I wasn't impressed. And I would think like it would be a little bit... Yeah. Like the food stands were better than the restaurants.
Oh, yeah. By far.
You could taste. I mean, you could tell. Like my tater tots tasted like... you got... your tater tot brands.
Like Lunch Lady tater tots.
Exactly. Then you got your Great Value.
Yeah.
Then you got your school tater tots.
Yeah. They were school tater tots.
And they just weren't great.
The pizza they had, it was school pizza. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was actually under school pizza.
Now that burger place we went to with all the cars, the diner.
Oh, Mel's Diner. That was good.
That was the best I had the whole trip.
Yeah.
I got like this burger with barbecue sauce and an onion ring.
The burger was so good.
Oh,
I enjoyed it.
Delicious.
Yes.
It was delicious. But we vlogged it all. We vlogged the trip up there. We vlogged Volcano Bay. We vlogged the beach day in Disney Springs. We vlogged Universal 2 days. So we got 4 or 5 videos coming out strictly of our vacation within the next month.
But just watch it though, because they will get you with the souvenirs.
Oh God, yeah, they will. I told Whitney, I'm not even standing in this line. Let the kids get whatever, but I'm not paying. I'm not going to stand at the counter and pay for it because I don't want to get depressed.
Well, you said I'm not going to even watch you pay for it because I don't want to see how much it is.
Nope. Because Cadence had to get a wand, Harry Potter wand. She had to get a cloak.
A cloak from Harry Potter cloak.
And when has she watched Harry Potter?
She watches Harry Potter.
When?
She knows all about Harry Potter.
She knows all about Harry Potter because she knows people that watch and know Harry Potter. She doesn't watch it here. She don't read the books.
Eli don't know nothing about Harry Potter, but he had to get a Harry Potter owl and a Harry Potter snake.
But he wasn't getting no Harry Potter wand.
Well,
an owl's an owl.
He had to get a keychain. Does he even have a set of keys? No. Exactly.
I didn't see the point in it.
Exactly.
I didn't see the point in none of that stuff except for Leighton's bubble wand, which, God.
That kid has already had to have refills 3 times.
We had bubbles in the car, bubbles downstairs. I seen a bubble coming down the steps as I was going up to lay her down.
We were leaving Universal. Did you see her?
Yeah, spraying everybody.
She had her bubble gun while she's in her stroller. And there was this guy on this motorized scooter. And she was doing this, pointing and spraying at him. And all his daughters right next to him and even him, they were cracking up because she's looking at him. Going like this.
She was getting people in wheelchairs, y'all.
Yeah, going like this, pointing at them and spraying them. I was cracking up. Oh, my gosh.
We were leaving and, spraying people in wheelchairs, spraying kids as they walk past. She was just like, just having a blast. But it was funny to watch. And That thing puts out some bubbles.
Yeah, it does.
That's wild.
But I love how much fun that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And gosh, it was, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah.
That's the magical part.
Yeah. It's like just seeing their faces, seeing how much fun they had. And it's just, that's what I love the most. It's like, I love being with my family. I love being with my kids and just seeing their faces. And I just loved it for them. Like, I had a blast too, but I love it more for them because they had such an amazing time.
I had more fun watching them have fun.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. And that's why I say Disney is overrated. But after seeing Layton, it's like, I think it's worth it at that point. You know, like, buy the bubble wand, buy the Mickey Mouse ears, take them on the trip for the experience, because it's like the reactions are priceless.
And they're only young once. That's the thing.
And I enjoyed Disney when I was younger, when I went. Yeah. I mean, it was cool. It was, and I would enjoy Disney now, especially like Animal Kingdom.
And it's like, I know Cadence is 12, and it's like she may not enjoy Disney as much as them.
No, I'm telling you right now, there's grown-ups that have a blast.
But that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying Cadence, I would still want to take her because she's 12.
Why would we leave her here?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying she's getting older.
Yeah.
And it's like, I still want to take her while she's still young.
I was her age. I was like 12 or 13 when I went to Disney
for the first time
with my grandparents. And I had a blast, like the Indiana Jones, like the live shows that they put on. It's insane.
Yeah.
You back when they had the Jaws ride, which Jaws is now gone, but like, you would ride in the boat with the guy and you're riding through like the lake water, and
they don't have that ride no more.
No, they took it out.
Man,
they removed Jaws.
I would love a ride like that.
And then they're like, all right, guys, and you hear something come over the radio, and then you see the Jaws in the background, like the fin come up, and then you see the guy pump the shotgun and shoot, and when he shoots, like.
That's
like
at Disney?
Yeah, big explosions go off.
You would think that would be at Universal.
You would think, but it's not. It was at Disney.
Oh, my gosh.
And then also the Indiana Jones, like the live action show. You need to YouTube some of that stuff. It's insane. It's really cool. The Tower of Terror is at Disney, I'm pretty sure. Yes.
I've heard of that.
That's at Disney. There's so much at Disney that you're going to love. Animal Kingdom, you'll love it. You could go on a real life safari. You can go see the Tree of Life.
Oh, wow.
It's really cool. I saw anthills that were as tall as this room out there that are true anthills. Like, it's a real safari you go on.
Well.
You'll have a blast. Cadence will have a blast. We'll have a blast. But bring your tennis shoes because it's busy.
Yeah, well,
Dustin said one day he walked over like 12 or 13 miles.
We'll definitely have to bring a stroller, number one.
With some fans. That's the one thing I wish we would have brought.
Why would we bring fans if we're going in December? It's going to be 70 degrees.
Well, what if we don't go in December? What if it's cheaper in the summer? We bring fans.
I don't care if it's cheap in the summer or not. I'm not going in the summer and sweating my butt off. We will go in December.
Why don't we go like October?
Fall break. We can go fall break.
Yeah.
We will go October to December.
Stay that long?
No, between those times.
I was about to say.
I'm not going.
I'm going to have to sell all this.
I'm not going in the summer.
That's funny. I couldn't either. But all in all, how was your trip?
It was fun.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah. My legs are still hurting though.
Yeah. I've started running. I started yesterday. I ran yesterday evening.
You can't say I started running when you started yesterday.
Yeah. I started exercising.
It'd be different if you've been running for a week or 2 weeks.
I've ran 2 times.
So you can't say that yet. Because what if you stop?
But I'm not.
You don't know that.
I have to tell him I started.
So let's see if he keeps it up.
So I started running. I started because I'm like, hey, I need to do this. And it was just nice to get out. So I ran last night. It felt great. It wasn't too hot. I ran early this morning. My legs are really sore from yesterday's run, which I ran a mile nonstop. It was 11 minutes and 11 seconds, which I'm like, okay, I used to run a 7:12 back in high school. Like, what happened?
I know. I remember in middle school and high school, I was
under 8 minutes.
I used to be the first one to finish my mile. I mean, booking it.
I was the shortest in the class.
6 something, 7 minute mile.
The first one across the finish line.
Now I'd be like a 13-minute mile, like.
Oh, yeah, you would die. I would love to see you out there trying to run. But you used to run all the time.
Yeah.
What happened? Life. That's what happened. But I started running. I ran yesterday. I ran today. Guess what? I thought I was struggling. I really felt like I was struggling. But it was like a little over 10 minutes. So just in one day, I cut down on my... And I was like, man, I bet I've been running for like 12 minutes, 13 minutes. Because in the morning, it's like I don't have a lot of energy. But it was good. I felt great. I was ready to conquer the world after. I missed that feeling of like working out and just like sweating. And
see, I would rather run or exercise in the evenings, not in the mornings.
I'm going to do both. I'm going to run in the morning and the evening, a mile for each just to start off.
Well, while you're running, I'm going to be a scooping.
We know. It's going to catch up to you. One of these days, it's going to stop going to your butt and it's going to go to your arms, your neck, your calves, your toe, your feet.
And you know what? You'll still love me.
I will. I'll love.
Because you know what matters?
All of you.
Because you know what matters? It's what's in here.
Yeah, cholesterol. High cholesterol. You keep it up. High cholesterol.
Well.
I don't know if cholesterol is in ice cream or not, but potentially. All right, that's all I got for you. What else do you got, honey? Did we miss anything? It's been 2 weeks, and we apologize, but it's all her fault.
All I know is we were anxious to get down there for the drive. The hotel there, halfway, never again.
Mm-hmm. I was just driving straight through.
We'll just go straight through.
That was so hard, though, honey. I struggled. There was one point I was driving, and my head bounced off the back of the seat. Like, that's what woke me up. Bouncing my head off the back of the seat. That's
on the
dangerous.
Way home?
Yes, because we left at like 2 a.m. And I went to sleep at midnight. I maybe got an hour and a half of sleep. The Leighton, Eli, Cadence, and Mom they're just pissed. I'm mad driving. Like, I just want to listen to music and wake everybody up because I couldn't sleep.
You should have listened to music.
I couldn't.
Why?
Everybody was sleeping.
You could have still turned it on.
It was 3 a.m. No, I wanted to respect everybody and keep the music down.
And then I got up and I was irritated because the gas station I went to, I was like, I'm going to get me some hot coffee to wake me up. Sure enough, I went to go get a cappuccino. This one wasn't working. Straight just hot water coming out. I was like, let me try this one. This one wasn't working. None of them were working.
That's how it was when I went in that one, too. The coffee was disgusting.
And then I was like, well, let me get me some hot coffee. Poured me a full cup of hot coffee. I was like, let me get some creamer. Went to go get some creamer. Out. Other creamer. Out. I said, oh my gosh. I was so irritated at this point.
You know what I did after I tasted that coffee? It was nasty. I just said, you know what? The hell with it. I'm going to get me a donut, cinnamon roll, and something else trying to get some sugar and wake up. I think that just made me more sleepy.
Well, so that's what I got, an iced coffee. I was drinking some of that, and so I just ate a honey bun, and that made me sleepy. It didn't help.
He's ready to sleep good after that honey bun.
And so
I was around honey bun 30 for you too, wasn't it?
Yeah. I drove for an hour, and then...
Which is halfway to... An hour worth of driving's halfway to her.
And I had to pull over because my head started bobbing too.
I kid you not. I was driving... And all I remember was my head bouncing off the back of the headrest.
Well,
that's dangerous.
Yes. And that's when I was like, because normally if I'm like this, I can handle it pretty well. But when my head started bobbing, that's when I told myself, I was like, I don't care if I got to pull over and everybody's asleep. I was like, that is dangerous. Because my head was like doing that. And it almost hit the steering wheel. And so I just took the first exit and I pulled over. And I think you woke up. It was like 15 minutes. You're like, how long have you been here? I said, like 15 minutes. And I was laying my head on the rest. And Leighton was awake. Mama, mama.
That's what woke me up.
And I was like, hold on. And I was literally just sitting with my head on the rest with my eyes closed.
She was like, let's just park here and take a little nap for a minute. I'm like, no, get in the car. I'll finish. So I finished it off the rest of the way. Like a champ.
God.
I made it here on a good time, like 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Good traffic was good up until Atlanta. Atlanta was awful. Georgia, Atlanta traffic's rough. But that's all I got for you. That's a little update on the Lawsons. This new episode is on its own channel. Late Night Laughs with the Lawsons now has its own YouTube channel. So if you guys want to follow that, we're posting the shorts on there from this. We're posting long form content, the medium form content. We just removed Late Night Laughs with the Lawsons off of the Awesome Lawsons YouTube and now put it on its own channel. That way we can, host and build a community of people there that are just strictly there for the podcast. Now, if you're a watcher of our shorts and love the family vlogs and the unboxing videos, by all means, come over there and check us out. But now, if you are listening to this, it's on all your streaming platforms, along with YouTube. It's just on its own channel on YouTube. Late Night Laughs with the Lawsons. All you got to do is search that, and it will pop right up, because that's how we built it, to just pop up as soon as you type it in. There it is for you. So that's all I got for you. Thanks for tuning in today. Sorry it's been a little over 2 weeks, but hey, we're here. We're well. We're rejuvenated and rested. I don't know if you're not rejuvenated and rested. I think we're all kind of still recovering, but I feel good. I'm ready to conquer the world. I know you're a little sleepy still.
I'm never rested. I'm mom. So.
You're mom. You got mom on the brain. Well, mom in the brain, I guess you could say. So,
but the drive back seemed like it went by fast.
Yeah, it would if you're sleeping the whole time. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a big old thumbs up. And as always, turn on all bell notifications. That way you know every single time your favorite dynamic duo couple posts a brand new video. We'll see you next time.
Bye.